What's up, y'all? I'm Okendama, and I'm here with another Kendama unboxing, and today's unboxing is from Okendama. Let's go. If you haven't watched any of my previous Okendama videos, Okendama is a Latvian Kendama company, I believe, and they have some of the coolest stuff. They make everything in-house almost, except for their China-made stuff. But a lot of their stuff is focused on the in-house stuff. Revo Clear, Neo Clear, other clears in the past that they don't make anymore, you know, turned stuff in the country that they're in. Thankfully, there's a lot of US support for it. One of the things I really appreciate about Okendama is that, like, very much like a camaraderie, like they really take care of the people that support them and care about their players and all those things. Amanda Rachel, one of the coolest players and people who reps Okendama and sells their Okendama stuff, one of the coolest people I've met ever. And every time I see them at an event, it is a very big pleasure. Kendama Mama and Amanda running the booth all the time. It's always a pleasure to talk to them, and they be sound and I be buying. So Neko, I picked up some beautiful stuff with a throne from Amanda, so thank you, Amanda. With this, there's a little surprise, so just wait a couple seconds and you'll see what that surprise is. So if we open this up, we can see that we got a really beautiful setup right here. Check that out. Oh my God. If you want to buy some Okendama specifically, go ahead and check that stuff out. Amanda's, all of the Mando socials where you can buy the Kendamas, all that stuff. So right here, we got a Okendama complete setup. This is not something that like comes together. The thing I love is that like they have Tama separate and Ken separate, so you can kind of build whatever you want. But I've been trying to get my hands on a Zobens for like the longest time because it just looks crazy. And I finally bought one. I bought one at Neko and I'm really happy with this purchase. I believe this is a Zebrano and then a European maple blend right here. We got the Zebrano stripe here and the Zebrano stripe right here. And it is so crispy and so beautiful. Now you see this really cool setup that you just saw me take out of a bag. You can get this set up yourself using code ELCO10 on the Arc Crystal shop where Amanda sells all of her Kendamas. If you use code ELCO10, it's gonna give you 10% off the order and it's gonna help me out a little bit. So feel free to use code ELCO10. It'll be at the bottom of all my videos now on Amanda's shop, and you can get yourself a setup like this or a similar setup. Amanda has some of the best customer service too, and she will take care of you really well. Again, thank you, Amanda, for giving me this opportunity and this code. I really appreciate it. The code's also unlimited, so use it as much as you want on her website. Do whatever you want, but the code is ELCO10. Go use it. Get your Okendama stuff on Amanda's website. Now, I have 2 out of the 3 new Okendama shapes that they've been doing for like the last year or 2. I was gifted this Ken at Battle last year, and when I bought this Tama, now I bought this Ken, and we're gonna do a little bit of comparisons. So comparing these two, one of like the big things that Okendama drives home is like cup compatibility. So like every single one of their shapes has the same serrato, which is pretty cool and can be, you know, different for each shape. So, you know, if I really wanted to, I could do this. I could put these cups on this Ken and it would fit very nicely. That's actually kind of an interesting setup right there. But yeah, that's like the big shtick thing about having the same cups on everything and the same sword diameter is that you can swap and have some whatever cool, crazy setups that you want. So if we do the cup comparison again, oh my gosh, they're identical. Look at that. Bang, 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 identical. Bang, 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 identical. And then when we get to like serrato down, that's where we get the differences. So one of the big differences, if we go and order serrato down, this is a lot straighter coming down right here. So obviously this section needs to stay the same for all the cups to fit, but the slope down here, super different. It's super duper angular. It's a very steep angle coming down on the taper. This right here is a lot less of a steep angle. It is not the same, at least in my opinion. It does not look the same from the eye test, but it's a lot thicker, in my opinion, in this area right here, and a lot chunkier right here in this area. So the taper happens a little bit wider in that area. And then obviously the big thing right here is the double ring versus the traditional single ring. This double ring, you can do whatever you want ring-wise, and it'll land pretty much whenever. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how they did that, but they did that and it's great. This is a single ring. I haven't put anything on it yet, but visually that's different. And then again, these slip stop areas are the biggest difference, with a little bit of a curve right here on the Okinawa, and then just this thin, very sharp, very sleek slip stop area right here. And in turn, that gives you different handle stalls. You can check it out right here. There's a very deep drop on the handle stall right here versus this guy. It's deep, but not as deep as the Zobens. So now it's crazy because all these play super different because of that small difference right there. The Ken flips feel so much like floatier than the Okinawa. The Okinawa has like very much like a jet feel kind of. It's not as chunky as the jet, but when you trip Ken up, you can feel the trip Ken up. This right here, even though you're like flipping the Ken, it's like a lot lighter. It's a lot lighter, and it's not the wood, it's definitely, the shape has a lot to do with it. This one specializes in taps, I believe. I could be wrong, but it specializes in this stuff right here that I'm about to put. But let's check a couple of things really quick before I throw a string on it. Really quick, lunars on this are pretty good. They're very, very nice. Again, keeping the same serrato from all three of those shapes. Your adjustment room right there, it feels really, really good. Is it the best lunar Kendama ever? There are better lunar Kendamas, but your lunars are gonna stick on this, which is really, really nice. Slingers, this space right here is like really crazy, and it is slinging pretty insane and gnarly. If you want to do slings, this might be your Kendama. Let me go throw a string on it really quick. Give me 1 second. So in terms of the slings on this thing, it is slinging super hard, as you can see. You'll see better frame tricks, but yeah, the trip slings were super easy on it. If I had a really like heavy Tama, I could see myself PRing slings on this. It just has that much space right here, and the way this thing's distributed just feels really good on these slings, and has just a nice gripping point right here for your slings. The Okinawa slings as well, it just doesn't sling the same way this does. There's just a lot of ease, especially since there's less weight on this Ken because of the shape. It's a lot easier to sling on this, so big ups on the slings on this thing. This thing slangs. Stall points on this thing are pretty solid. Very nice. Again, you're gonna get that underbird lock right there, which is really solid. You can see right there. And then will this hook? I think it will hook. It will hook barely. It is kind of hard on this one, but it will happen if you have like the means and the right angle right there. Okay, so this ring stall, you'll see me try it, but oh, okay, that's not bad at all. It has like a really bad rock, so if you catch it like that, it might be a little awkward, but if you catch it right there, it's getting really solid contact on the sides right here, right there. It has very nice gripping. I can hear it. You can kind of hear it. I don't know if you can, but it is gripping that ring really nicely. And then the handle stall, also pretty decent. It is kind of floating right there. It's not touching this area. You'll kind of see, you can kind of get it to tilt like that, but if you want it straight, it will not be touching the slip stop at all. Testing out the theory I had about the trip Ken ups, yeah, so it is just floating a little bit more. It doesn't have like that aggressive turn that the Okinawa has, but it will still Ken flip. The juggles feel super nice in it as well. Longer shapes are always kind of fun to juggle because it feels like you're juggling a pin because of the weight distribution of the Kendama. The flips on it make the lunar flip a little bit weird and just a little bit slower, so you have to put a little bit more effort into the flip, but as you can see right there, they're sticking on very well, and I'm really impressed with it. Doesn't have like the hugest cups ever, so if you're going like back and forth from lunars, it might be a little bit harder on the small cup if you're gonna like, you know, regular and then inward to small cup lunar. In terms of taps, you're gonna see me pull up like a 3 or something like that, or some kind of tap trip. The taps are really good. Again, because of the flipping of this Kendama, it is pretty like floaty in the taps, but the bounce feels really good, and the sound it makes is very crisp and solid. If you have like a very like lofty playstyle, the Zobens is probably for you. It just seems really light in the way it plays and feels very specific in the way it flips as well. So if you like slower flipping damas and you like to control your taps and tap like slightly harder, this is kind of hitting. Now this could be because of the Zebrano splice. If I had a maple Zobens, it might flip different, but with what I have in hand, that's what it feels like right now. The thing that like attracted me the most to this shape was just how angular it is. It's super sharp. The Okinawa and then the other shape, his name escapes my mind, they're just like super curvy and stuff. This one just has all of the sharp angles ever. It's just, you know, a longer shape that has just a thinner kind of aesthetic to it, and just sharp angles in this area right here that really like adds to like a different play style from other Kendamas. Being able to have like that lofty, you know, play style kind of gives you more time to think about what you're doing, and slowing it down could be more effort for some people or less effort for other people, but really thinking about that space that you have in between your trick because of how lofty this thing plays, I think is a good experience. I've been playing a lot of smaller Kens, so this is gonna be like a very nice switch up compared to those other Kens, and a lot of people are making smaller Kens. So yeah, nice switch up here. This feels good. One of the things I think this does different as a longer Ken is that it's not chunky. The Atlas shape is a longer Ken and that thing is chunky. The Sweet shape is a longer Ken and that thing's chunky. This thing is sleek and tall, so a little bit different. it's gonna provide a different play experience from those two just long, chunky Kendamas. And because of the way this slip stop is, and because of the way the serrato is, it feels super proportionate. It feels super proportionate, and I enjoy that a lot. I hate Kendamas that don't feel proportionate to their cups and their sword. It's weird. This feels very, very proportionate. That's all I have to say about this Ken. Now getting into this Tama. Thank you, Amanda, for gifting me this Tama. You keep gifting me stuff when I buy stuff at your booth, and I really appreciate it. Over here, we got this nice Neo painted natty right here. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening with this thing. We're about to talk about it right now. What I really like about this, first off, is that this Neo feels really, really good. It's different from the other Neos I have. It feels a little bit thicker. So hopefully this is what the other ones feel like, because it's getting closer to the cushion that you get from Revo. This Neo right here feels a little bit thinner and is more on like the matter side. As you can see, there's kind of like this sheen gloss on it. I don't know if it has to do with the coats, or maybe there's a new formula of Neo, but I definitely enjoy this thicker feeling right here versus like the thin matte feeling that I'm getting from my original Neo that I bought. So with that, because it's more cushiony, this has like an aggressive screech when we're doing it. So new Neo feels closer to Revo, which is a good thing because Revo is really good. So I'm super excited to play this because it feels closer to Revo. I love Revo. This is great. This is a good step in my opinion. This is an Ash Tama. So you know your stalls are going to be super honed when you break in this Ash Tama. In my honest opinion, specific companies have like really hard Ash. This Ash is a little bit softer in hand feeling. So hopefully it breaks in, you know, a little bit softer and gets really honed for those stalls. One of the things I didn't mention is that there's overspray in the bevel. So you're going to get kind of that grip right there. You can kind of hear it. I don't know how much you can hear it, but there's overspray in here. So you get kind of that cushy feeling in there. As you break in the bevel, the clear is going to peel off. That's okay. But that's cool that it's there. It's nice. It's cool for your stalls and all that kind of stuff. And then it has a very nice Spectraply stripe. You might have thought that was a Wenge. Oh my God, check out that shine. Oh my goodness, check out that shine. But yeah, this is a Spectraply stripe. And the really, really cool thing that this is doing is that some of the Spectraply grain aligns with the Ash grain. Now this is like some high level quality aligning, or it's RNG, but I really like that a lot. It gives the whole, they could have put the ply anywhere and turned it anywhere. They could have flipped it. They could have done whatever, but they decided to kind of align it with the grain, and I can appreciate that a lot. There's also two variants of this. They might have done a different wood. I think they're all ash, but they definitely have different colorways of the Spectraply stripe, which is cool. But the top, there's white caps and then there's black caps. I got the white cap one. I enjoyed that a lot. There's also a dark tracking, black tracking circle that if you would prefer that is there. But I'm super excited to try out this batch of Neo because I have two Neos and the experiences have been kind of interesting. This I have high hopes for, especially on this new Ken that I'm gonna play the crap out of. And if you wanna get this, you can go on other places, but check out Amanda's website. She has all of this stuff, which is really, really freaking awesome. Overall, this is like one of the prettiest setups I think I've ever made. Really like the Ken that I chose. The Zebrano is always really good. And I think I got these weight matched, which is good. The Ken's really, really nice. This Tama is really, really cool. I like this idea of Spectra stripe plus the Ash Tama plus a really good clear. That combo is a nasty combo, and it's probably, I just can't wait to sesh it more and break it in. That's all I have for this video. If you guys have a Zobens or this new Tama, let me know in the comments down below. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe button, hit post notifications so you can be one of the first to watch these videos when they come out. And obviously sharing the video goes a long way for the channel. This is KendramaCo, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.